Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be covering abdominal muscles and arteries. It's going to get kind of dense from here on out for the next couple of videos, so be prepared for that, and let's get started. On this page right here in the notes section, I pulled my notes from my lecture class that I hope to share with you. So uh, your stomach can be broken up into quadrants, or it can be broken up into regions. Your quadrants, it's just 4 sections, okay? So one line down the middle and one line that's transverse in the middle. You get your right upper quadrant, left upper quadrant, right lower quadrant, and left lower quadrant. Simple enough. Your abdominal regions, they get a little bit more intense. So you want to have kind of like a tic-tac-toe situation going on right here. You're going to have 9 squares, and these are going to be called your regions. So your right hypochondriac region, your epigastric region, left hypochondriac region. In the middle, on the right, you have the right lumbar region, umbilical region, and left lumbar region. In the bottom right region, you have the right inguinal region or groin region. In the middle, it's either your pubic region or your hypogastric region. Hypo meaning low, gastric meaning stomach. So below your stomach region. Left is inguinal region. Left inguinal region. So these regions right here are ways that can be used in patient meetings where doctor comes in, talks to the patient saying, I have a pain right here in my stomach, pointing towards the right lumbar region. Or you could say patient is experiencing problems in the right upper quadrant. Makes sense? As you get further into your field, if you're going medical, you'll have to be responsible for knowing what's in each region. And from there, you can break down maybe some of the possibilities of what's causing that pain. Okay. For this picture, if you're wanting more information from the textbook, it's on pages 114, 120, and I forgot 113 right there. Let's break this down. So number 1, that's going to be your rectus abdominis. These are your abs. So you'll see that they're in squares, and as you look at someone's abs, if they have them showing, you're going to have these tendinous intersections in between each little belly of the muscle. And so that is what allows you to, when you do a crunch, it's not like a straight, like I'm going from here to there in your crunch. You get that motion of slowly rolling up because of these tendinous intersections. Make sense? So right there should be another tendinous intersection. Number 2, that is going to be your external oblique. So coming from the lumbar region, you can see that the muscle fibers are running just like in a horizontal cut, like this, almost. Directly underneath that external oblique. So looking at number 2, right here, you have your external oblique. And these fibers are running at an angle like this. Okay. So kind of just like the external external intercostal muscles, running those fibers like this. If you can stick your hands in your pockets with the fibers, they're external. If you can't stick your hand in your pockets because they're pointing that way, means that it's internal oblique. Okay. So number 2, external oblique, and then we've got number 3 sitting right here, which is just right underneath it. That is internal oblique, and then underneath that one, we run into our transversus abdominis. Okay. Our pubic crest that we learned in the earlier videos sitting right here, and we have a muscle that sits right there. This is going to be our premadalis muscle, and it's present in 80% of the people, and it lies within the rectus sheath. And we'll talk about what the rectus sheath is in a later video. We need to then talk about the arcuate line. Let me scroll down to the next. Let's go down to this one right here. Our arcuate line right here. So you have the top of your iliac crest, or some people call them your love handles. If you draw a line straight through there, that's your arcuate line. The layers of muscle to aponeurosis tissue will change as you cross this line. And we'll see this in the next video when we talk about the abdominal wall. You should look ahead at that video. Look at that video if you have questions about what I'm saying here. But continuing on, this is what's called your arcuate line, and we're definitely going to cover some more of that. But coming back up here, we have this right lumbar region, and these numbers are bilateral, just so you know. But this is what we're looking at in right there. So number 7 is going to be that internal thoracic artery, and you're going to have a vein that runs along with it. It's going to bifurcate into the superior epigastric and the musculophrenic artery and vein. Number 10 is depicting the external iliac artery and vein, and this comes off of the aorta and this inferior vena cava, and how they split like this and then they split again. That's what this is right here. That's coming off of the aorta and inferior vena cava. And from there, you have what's called your inferior epigastric coming up. Linea semilunaris we covered in the last video, and this is going to be a half moon shape, and you can see it kind of cups this rectus abdominis muscle. So it follows that and then comes down and forms the top of your what we call the inguinal triangle. We'll cover that also in a later video. Lots of things adding up for more videos, but this is just breaking the ice. So if we break this down, let's rotate it to where we see the layers of skin, and that's where this picture comes in. So this is the skin right here, and then we have this layer of fat, and then this is your external oblique, internal oblique, and transversus abdominis, and this is peritoneum back here. So this is the inside wall before you start running into like intestines, hair, skin, and everything that's contained within. So we'll talk about this picture more again in another later video. But that's going to be all of the numbering for this one. Number 5 is that linea alba, which is right down the middle, and then you have umbilicus right here. So I think I'm going to stop the video right there. We did bring up some new material, but really what you need to know is your regions and quadrants, and just rectus abdominis, and then these muscles that we talked about as well, along with the arteries and veins. And then as we continue moving on, you'll be able to see those layers a little bit more. So until the next video, please study this, look at it, go through the layers, and then hopefully I'll be able to clarify some more in the upcoming video. So we'll see you then.
All right, I just want to give credit where credit is due. These are the books and the resources I used for the videos. So first we have Essentials of Human Anatomy by Dr. Kurt Walker. We then have Essential Clinical Anatomy by Keith L. Moore and M.R. Auger and Arthur F. Daly. I also used Structure and Function of the Human Body by Mark Nilsson and Jamie Garbett. The last book I have is The Concise Book of Trigger Points by Simon Neil Asher. And then I used the app called Complete Anatomy. As you've seen from the videos, it's amazing. If you can afford it, I suggest it. It's such a useful tool when learning this stuff. So that's it. Have a good day.